The baby's piercing wails shattered the hum of the red-eye flight from LAX to JFK, turning heads and fraying nerves in the first-class cabin. Peyton Harper, the exhausted millionaire entrepreneur clutching her adopted infant daughter, felt tears sting her eyes as she whispered futile apologies to glaring passengers. Then from across the aisle a soft voice cut through the chaos. "Hey little one, let's make a deal. I'll sing you the stars if you give us all a break," said Everly Quinn, the quirky college senior with rainbow-streaked hair, leaning over with a gentle grin that somehow silenced the cries in seconds. Peyton couldn't believe it. One moment, her 6-month-old daughter, Mia, was a tiny tornado of distress, red-faced and unrelenting after hours of turbulence and ear pressure. The next, this stranger, a young woman with piercings glinting under the cabin lights and a backpack stuffed with sketchbooks, had scooped Mia into her arms, with Peyton's hesitant nod, and begun humming a lullaby that sounded like a mix of folk and indie rock. Mia's sobs tapered to whimpers, then to coos, her tiny fists unclenching as she stared up at Everly's warm brown eyes. "Thank you," Peyton whispered, her voice cracking from fatigue and relief. She was 35, a self-made tech mogul whose app empire had skyrocketed her net worth into the 9 figures, but motherhood? That was a whole new algorithm she couldn't debug. Adopting Mia solo after a string of failed relationships had seemed like the perfect plan. Until nights like this. Everly handed Mia back with a wink. "No problem. Kid sense vibes, you know? I'm Everly, by the way. Art major at NYU. Heading home from a family visit in Cali." She extended a hand adorned with silver rings, her flannel shirt rolled up to reveal tattoos of blooming flowers and abstract waves. "Peyton Harper," she replied, shaking it firmly, feeling an unexpected spark at the touch. Peyton had always been the poised one, in tailored suits and boardrooms, her life a whirlwind of mergers and venture capital. But here at 30,000 feet, vulnerability hung in the air like recycled oxygen. As the flight dragged on, conversation flowed easily. Everly shared stories of her chaotic queer household in Brooklyn, roommates hosting drag brunches and poetry slams, while Peyton opened up about the isolation of her penthouse life in Manhattan. "It's funny," Peyton said, watching Mia doze in her lap. "I built a company that connects millions, but I feel more alone than ever." Everly nodded, her expression softening. "Connection's not about numbers, it's about hearts syncing up. Like how Mia and I just clicked." She pulled out a sketchpad and doodled a quick caricature of Peyton holding Mia, exaggerating her sharp jawline into something heroic. Peyton laughed, a real one that eased the knots in her shoulders. By landing, they'd exchanged numbers. "If you ever need a babysitter with magic hands," Everly joked, "I'm your girl." Peyton smiled, tucking the sketch into her bag. Little did she know this chance encounter was the first thread in a tapestry of love, woven with joy and frayed by secrets. Back in New York, Peyton dove into her routine. Early mornings at Harpertech's sleek offices overlooking Central Park, late nights reviewing code with her team. But Mia's fussy spells persisted, a reminder of the flight. On a whim, she texted Everly, "Any chance you're free for coffee? Mia misses her serenader." They met at a cozy cafe in Greenwich Village, Mia gurgling happily in her stroller. Everly arrived with fresh bagels and a playlist of soothing tunes. "I figured we could turn this into a playdate," she said, her energy infectious. Over lattes, Peyton learned more. Everly was 22, openly lesbian, raised in a conservative Midwest town before fleeing to the city for freedom. "Art's my escape," she confessed, showing Peyton her portfolio vibrant paintings of urban love stories, queer icons in bold colors. Peyton, who dated men and women but kept her bisexuality private in her high-stakes world, felt a pull she hadn't in years. Days turned to weeks. Everly became a fixture, helping with Mia during Peyton's meetings, introducing her to hidden gems like rooftop gardens and queer bookshops. One evening as they walked through Washington Square Park, autumn leaves crunching underfoot, Everly slipped her hand into Peyton's. "This feels right," she murmured. Peyton hesitated, then squeezed back. "It does." Their first kiss under the arch was tentative, sweet, like the start of something profound. But shadows loomed. Peyton's ex-partner, Alex, a ruthless venture capitalist who'd left her heartbroken years ago, resurfaced with a business proposal that could merge their companies. Alex was charming, manipulative, and knew Peyton's weaknesses. As Everly and Peyton grew closer, Alex's calls increased, planting seeds of doubt. One night after a romantic dinner at Peyton's penthouse, Mia asleep, candles flickering, Everly confessed her fears. "I'm just a broke student. You live in a different world." Peyton pulled her close. Worlds can collide beautifully. Yet, in the back of Peyton's mind, Alex's words echoed. "You're too guarded for real love, Pay. Stick to what you know business." As winter blanketed New York in snow, Peyton and Everly's relationship blossomed like defiant crocuses pushing through frost. They spent weekends exploring the city, ice skating in Bryant Park, where Everly's laughter rang out as she pulled Peyton along, Mia bundled in a carrier giggling at the lights. Evenings were for quiet intimacy, cooking pasta in Peyton's gourmet kitchen, Everly's playlists filling the air with soulful melodies. Peyton introduced Everly to her world gradually. A gala at the Met, where Everly charmed donors with her wit, her simple black dress standing out amid designer gowns. "You're a natural," Peyton whispered, pride swelling in her chest. Everly blushed. "Only because I'm with you." But cracks began to form. Peyton's work demands escalated with the potential merger. Alex, ever the opportunist, scheduled late-night strategy sessions, their chemistry a ghost from the past. One evening after a heated call, Peyton arrived home distracted. Everly noticed. "Everything okay?" "Just business," Peyton brushed off, but Everly's eyes narrowed. She'd seen the name on the screen. Alex Thorne, a name Peyton had mentioned once, laced with pain. Everly's own life wasn't without turmoil. Back at NYU, her senior thesis, a series of paintings exploring queer identity in America, hit roadblocks. Funding cuts threatened her scholarship, and her conservative family back home disapproved of her lifestyle. A tense phone call with her mother left her in tears. "They think I'm throwing my life away," she confided to Peyton. Peyton held her, stroking her hair. "You're building something beautiful. They'll see that." To help, Peyton anonymously donated to the art program. But when Everly found out, it sparked their first fight. "I don't need your money to validate me," Everly snapped, storming out into the snowy night. Peyton chased after her, the cold biting through her coat. "I just wanted to support you. Like you support me with Mia." They reconciled under a street lamp, kisses tasting of salt and forgiveness. "We're in this together," Everly whispered. Mia became their anchor. The baby adored Everly, reaching for her with chubby arms. One afternoon in Central Park, as they built a snowman, Mia said her first word. "Evie." Peyton's heart melted. She's got good taste. But Alex's influence grew insidious. At a networking event, Alex cornered Peyton. "That girl's a phase, Pay. You need someone who understands power." Peyton rebuffed her, but the words lingered, feeding her insecurities about their age gap and worlds apart. Everly sensed the shift. "You're pulling away," she said one night as they lay in bed, Mia's monitor humming softly. Peyton denied it, but doubt festered. Then came the betrayal's seed. Alex leaked a rumor to the press. Peyton's company was faltering, implying personal distractions. Tabloids speculated about her mysterious young companion. Everly, seeing the headlines, confronted Peyton. "Is this about us?" "No, it's Alex stirring trouble." Peyton explained the history. Their toxic relationship, the breakup that left her wary of love. Everly listened, then kissed her fiercely. "I'm not her. I love you for real." Their love deepened, passionate yet tender. Weekends in the Hamptons, where Everly sketched Peyton against ocean waves, Mia playing in the sand. "This is my family," Peyton thought, a warmth she'd never known. Yet conflict brewed. Everly's thesis defense approached, and stress mounted. Peyton offered to fly her family in, hoping for reconciliation. But her mother declined harshly. "We don't support this choice." Heartbroken, Everly withdrew. Peyton, desperate, confided in Alex during a weak moment, sharing vulnerabilities about their relationship. Alex twisted it, sending anonymous messages to Everly. "Peyton's using you. Ask about the merger." Everly read them, doubt creeping in. "Is this true?" she asked, voice trembling. Peyton, caught off guard, hesitated just long enough to wound. "It's complicated." The argument exploded. "Complicated? Or am I just a distraction from your real life?" Everly yelled, tears streaming. Peyton reached for her. "No. I love you, both of you." But Everly left, slamming the door, leaving Peyton alone with Mia's cries echoing her own heartbreak. Days blurred into agony. Peyton buried herself in work, finalizing the merger to spite Alex. Everly threw herself into art, painting stormy canvases of fractured hearts. A chance meeting at a coffee shop reignited hope. "I miss you," Everly admitted. They talked, unpacking fears. Reconciliation was tentative but real, sealed with a walk through Brooklyn Bridge at sunset. However, Alex wasn't done. She revealed to Peyton's board that the merger was a ploy to take over, using personal leverage. Chaos ensued. Spring arrived in New York with blooming cherry blossoms, but Peyton's world felt frozen. The boardroom betrayal hit hard. Alex had manipulated documents, painting Peyton as unstable due to her personal entanglements. Investors pulled back, stocks dipped. Peyton fought back, rallying her team with fiery speeches, but the stress weighed heavy. Everly, sensing the storm, returned fully. "We're a team," she insisted, helping with Mia while Peyton strategized. Their nights were filled with quiet support. Everly massaging Peyton's tense shoulders, whispering encouragements. Yet, the anonymous messages continued, now targeting Everly's insecurities. "She's ashamed of you. Why else hide your relationship?" One included a photo of Peyton and Alex at a dinner, cropped to look intimate. Everly confronted Peyton in their penthouse, the city lights twinkling mockingly below. "Is there something between you two still?" Peyton sighed, exhausted. "No. It was business. But Alex, she's poison. I should have cut her out sooner." "Why didn't you?" Everly pressed, voice breaking. "Because I'm scared," Peyton admitted, tears falling. "Scared of losing everything I've built. Scared of loving this much." Everly pulled her into an embrace. "Love isn't a weakness. It's our strength." They made love that night, not explicitly, but with a depth that mended fractures, reaffirming their bond. Mia's first birthday became a turning point. They hosted a small party in the park, friends from Everly's queer circle mingling with Peyton's colleagues. Laughter filled the air as Mia smashed cake, her joy infectious. Everly gave Peyton a painting, the three of them as a family, vibrant and unbreakable. But drama escalated. Alex, facing backlash, went nuclear. She outed Peyton's bisexuality in a leaked email to the press, twisting it with lies about exploitation. Headlines screamed, "Tech mogul's secret affair. Age gap scandal rocks HarperTech." Peyton was devastated. "This could ruin us," she told Everly, pacing. Everly stood firm. "Then we fight. Together." They issued a joint statement. Honest, proud. "Love knows no labels," it read. Support poured in from the LGBTQ+ community, turning scandal into solidarity. Yet betrayal deepened. Everly discovered Peyton had confided merger details to Alex post-argument. Details that fueled the sabotage. "You trusted her over me?" Everly whispered, hurt raw. "It was a mistake," Peyton pleaded. "I was lost without you." The fight was brutal, words like daggers. Everly left again, crashing with friends. Peyton, alone with Mia, hit rock bottom, questioning her worth as a mother, partner, leader. Reflection came in solitude. Peyton visited her own adoptive parents in upstate New York, seeking advice. "Love requires vulnerability," her mother said. "Don't let fear win." Inspired, Peyton planned redemption. She exposed Alex's fraud publicly, cooperating with investigations. The merger crumbled, but HarperTech emerged stronger, pivoting to inclusive tech for marginalized communities. Everly, meanwhile, aced her thesis, her paintings lauded for their emotional depth. A gallery offer came, but she missed Peyton and Mia fiercely. Reunion happened at the gallery opening. Peyton arrived with Mia, who toddled toward Everly crying Evie. Tears flowed as they embraced. "I'm sorry," Peyton said. "I choose us fully." Forgiveness wasn't instant, but it grew. They rebuilt, attending therapy, communicating openly. Summer brought healing. Road trips to national parks where they hiked hand in hand, Mia in a backpack. But a new conflict arose. Everly's family invited her home for a wedding, insisting she come alone. "They won't accept us," Everly feared. Peyton encouraged her. "Go. Show them your truth." The visit was tense. Arguments flared, but Everly stood tall, sharing stories of her life with Peyton and Mia. Her sister surprisingly supported her, cracking the family's armor. Back in New York, Everly returned changed. They might come around, she said hopefully. Their love, tested, shone brighter, infused with empathy, resilience. As fall painted the city in golds and reds, Peyton and Everly's relationship faced its ultimate test. Alex, cornered by legal troubles, lashed out one last time. Falsified evidence suggesting Peyton had bribed officials, dragging Everly into the narrative as a distraction ploy. The media frenzy was relentless. Paparazzi hounded them, twisting their story into tabloid fodder. Everly's gallery pulled her show, citing controversy. "This is destroying everything," Everly cried, packing her things. Peyton begged her to stay. "We can weather this. I love you. More than my empire." But Everly, scarred by past rejections, doubted. Love shouldn't cost this much. She left for a friend's cabin upstate, needing space. Peyton threw herself into clearing her name, hiring investigators who uncovered Alex's full web of deceit, including hacked emails and paid informants. In court, Peyton testified with poise, exposing the truth. Alex was charged with fraud, her empire crumbling. Victory felt hollow without Everly. Peyton visited the cabin, Mia in tow. "I was wrong to let Alex linger in our lives," she confessed under starry skies. "You're my heart, you and Mia." Everly, softened by time, admitted her fears. "I ran because I love you too much to lose you." They reconciled with tears and promises, vowing transparency. Back home, they fortified their bond. Peyton stepped back from CEO duties, appointing a trusted deputy to prioritize family. Everly's art rebounded, her story inspiring a new series on resilience and love. But personnel drama persisted. Everly's ex-girlfriend from college, Jordan, resurfaced, jealous, spreading rumors in queer circles that Everly was selling out for money. Everly confronted her. "This is real love, not a transaction." The confrontation empowered Everly, but it highlighted vulnerabilities. Peyton, sensing it, proposed a weekend getaway to Cape Cod. Beach walks, seafood dinners, Mia splashing in waves, reignited their spark. High drama peaked when Alex, out on bail, confronted Peyton at a charity event. "You think you've won? That girl's too young for your baggage." Peyton stood tall. "My baggage is my strength, love, family. Yours is emptiness." Security escorted Alex away, the crowd applauding. News of the incident went viral, humanizing Peyton. Support surged from activists to celebrities. Everly, proud, created a portrait of Peyton as a warrior queen. "Baby in arms. This is us, unbreakable." As holidays approached, they hosted a blended gathering. Everly's sister visited, warming to Peyton and Mia. Laughter filled the penthouse, turkey roasting, carols playing. Yet, a quiet betrayal lingered in Peyton's mind. Her own hesitation had fueled much pain. In therapy, they unpacked it, emerging stronger. Their love evolved, deeper, more intentional. Everly graduated, launching her career with Peyton's encouragement, not money. Mia's second birthday was joyous, a symbol of their growth. But whispers of doubt returned when Peyton received a job offer in Silicon Valley. A fresh start, but uprooting everything. "What about us?" Everly asked. Peyton declined. "Home is here, with you." Winter's grip loosened as New York thawed into spring once more, mirroring the renewal in Peyton and Everly's lives. With Alex behind bars, sentenced for fraud, their world quieted. Peyton's company thrived, innovating apps for LGBTQ+ mental health, inspired by their journey. Everly's art flourished. A solo exhibition at a Chelsea gallery drew crowds, her pieces selling out. Themes of love's trials resonated, earning acclaim. "This is for us," she told Peyton at the opening, their hands intertwined. Mia's growth was a daily miracle, toddling, babbling sentences like, "Love Evie Mama." They co-parented seamlessly, a family forged in fire. But healing wasn't linear. Everly's family reconciliation faltered. Her parents remained distant, but her sister's support bridged gaps. A family video call on Easter brought tentative warmth, Mia's charm melting ice. Peyton faced her own demons. Therapy revealed abandonment fears from her adoption. "I pushed you away to protect myself," she shared with Everly during a picnic in Prospect Park. Everly nodded. "And I ran to avoid hurt. But we're here now." Their romance reignited with intention. Date nights at jazz clubs, weekend hikes in the Catskills. One evening under a full moon, Peyton proposed. Not marriage but commitment. Will you build this life with me forever? Everly, tears glistening, said yes. They exchanged custom rings, engraved with stars, nodding to their first meeting. Challenges persisted. A business rival attempted a smear campaign, echoing Alex's tactics. But united, they dismantled it swiftly, emerging unscathed. Humanity shone in small acts. Volunteering at queer youth shelters, where Everly mentored artists, Peyton funded programs. Mia's presence reminded them of innocence's power. As summer bloomed, they vacationed in Provincetown, a queer haven. Beach days, pride parades, Mia waving a rainbow flag. This is freedom, Everly sighed contentedly. Back home, a surprise. Everly's mother called, apologizing haltingly. I see how happy you are. A visit was planned, nervous but hopeful. The story's climax resolved in quiet profundity. Peyton sold part of her company, gaining balance. Everly opened a studio, teaching classes. Their love, once sparked by a cry, endured through storms, betrayal teaching trust, conflict birthing empathy. In the end, it was personnel. A tale of two women choosing each other, rewriting destinies. Years later, as Mia grew, she'd hear the story. How a plane ride changed everything. Love finds you when you least expect, Peyton would say, Everly adding, and holds on through it all. In America's heartbeat, New York's pulsing streets, they found home, a testament to resilience, romance, and the human spirit's capacity for redemption.